Okay guys, part 3 of the healing series, except I'm jumping ahead and out of order because I've been guided to do so. Now, the vast majority of you, unless you're British, probably have never seen Red Dwarf. It's one of my favorite shows. It's very old. But this episode, season 5, episode 3, Terrorform, is basically this crew. And the crew is an android, Crichton, Lister, the last remaining crew member who was in stasis when basically one of the other guys, Rimmer, who is now a hologram, created an error malfunction that killed everybody on the crew except for Lister because he was in stasis. And Lister's cat, this is the reason he was in stasis, because he had illegally brought this cat on board, which over the millennia basically evolved into like a cat human. And Rimmer, the hologram, is basically he's the most annoying crew member, right? He has this really huge ego, even though like his job on the ship was a chicken soup repair technician. Okay, so he had a really like low level job, but since now there's only like 4 people in this crew, he uses like all of the rules and guidelines, from the ship to basically enforce his authority upon everyone. But he had horrible parents. And so he has just massive amounts of childhood trauma, and he's constantly like projecting his ego to reassure all of his insecurities and stuff like that. And he lacks self-awareness, right? He hasn't healed. So in this episode, what happens is Crichton and Rimmer went to a moon, to go and explore and see if there were any supplies, yada, yada. And it crashes on the moon. And so they recover Crichton, but basically Rimmer has it turns out that this moon is psionic. So basically...
Again, Ethan? My guess is this is a psi moon. Psi moon? An artificial planetoid. It tunes into an individual's psyche and adapts its terrain to mimic his mental state. In this instance, I believe it reconfigured itself using Mr. Rimmer's subconscious as a template. What are you saying to me, Colonel? We are interlopers inside Mr. Rimmer's mind. How is Rimmer's mind? What is it that took him? All his neuroses, all his personal demons will be incarnated here, made flesh. Example? Well, each person's mindscape is unique, but we could well encounter, say, Mr. Rimmer's lust, personified as some kind of slobbering, rampaging beast.
Yeah, so basically they go down to the planet, and because it's a psionic moon or psi moon, and Rimmer is the only person on the planet, that means that everything on that planet is a projection of his subconscious. That's all him.
To go for a stroll in Rimmer's psyche, I will never know. Oh, terrific. This gets better and better.
Swamp of despair.
Are those frogs saying useless? Useless. Hey, look at this. You got a huge great blood-sucking leech on your neck. It's got a human face. It's Rimmer's mum. Come quickly. I think I found a metaphor. A what? Look at all these gravestones. Here lies self-respect, died age 24. They're all aspects of Mr. Rimmer's personality, which are dead. Generosity, died age 9. Self-confidence, taken from us, age 22. Honor, gone but not forgotten, died age 12.
So, and then Rimmer has already been taken captive by himself, right? Because so our fear can often, right, create our own reality, just like everything else. So his subconscious has captured himself, and it's torturing himself. That's Rimmer.
My self-loathing? It is not true that you despise yourself, that you detest your own incompetence and stupidity, that you hold yourself in contempt for your countless failures and disappointments. It is not true you feel nothing but the deepest, blackest rancor for that walking vomit stain your world.
So you get it. And then when the other crew members come to help him, at a certain point, they give him an affirmation.
Reload! Sure, another barrage of bazooka fire could start a rock slide and bury us all. Reload! You for me? Of course! You're part of the crew! What happened? Weird.
So the moment that he saw that his friends were willing to risk their lives in order to save him, that was enough affirmation to his self-worth that it changed his reality. Now, if our planet, if Earth is of a psionic nature, if we expand that into us, right? That's what people are talking about when they say you create your own reality. But the reality that's created isn't necessarily what we're projecting with our ego. In fact, it almost never is, right? It's not what we're projecting with our ego. It's what we truly believe at a subconscious level. And then on top of that, it's since there's more than just one person on this planet, right? There's billions of people on this planet. And so all of our subconsciouses are interacting with each other and creating the reality that we're in. So we experience both a personal reality as well as a collective reality based on what we know and what we believe, right? And these are at deep subconscious levels. So for example, if we tell ourselves every day, like, hey, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be a millionaire. Well, then why don't we create that reality? Well, because a lot of it comes down to issues of self-worth, like our relationship with money and whether or not we believe that we're deserving of wealth, whether or not we believe that we're deserving of abundance, right? At a core level. And again, though, just like my post that I made yesterday, right? When we were 9 years old, we took on the opinions of other 9-year-olds, right? People who told us that we were weird or that they didn't like us or whatever. All of that is still residually sitting inside of us until we go and look at it and address it. And actively decide that actually that wasn't good feedback. That wasn't accurate. That wasn't even given to me by somebody who could form an opinion. And other people's opinions of us are none of our business. I always say this, right? While like working with a therapist, for example, yeah, they're going to have opinions, but they're going to come at them from a constructive manner to help you transmute any of the old, outdated narratives and data that's been sitting in your subconscious for a long time that is shaping and creating your reality, your choices, your connections. We have to go look at those things, remember them, address them, look at the old narrative and decide what our new narrative is. So why am I talking about this now, right? Because there is a ton going on in the external, in our external reality, right? And the vast majority of it is completely outside of your control. The only thing that we can control is ourselves and our reactions to the external. And healing is fundamentally an inward journey. It's an inward process, okay, going within. And so when all of these crazy external events are going on, what that is a call to you to go inward, okay? Do this healing because, again, the only thing that you can control is yourself and your reactions to the external, okay? And so when we're seeing all of the shock and awe kind of stuff going on around us, the best thing that we can do is go within and recenter ourselves. Because again, that's the best chance that we have of changing our reality is to change ourselves first. So I'm just strongly cautioning everybody, do not focus on the external right now. And remember that your energy is real and it's valuable and it is designed for you to use first, right? By giving your energy out to a bunch of things that you can't control and that's not going to make any impact anyway, right? What you're doing is draining yourself. You're allowing others to feed off of that energy and it brings you no benefit. Go within. This is the path forward. Okay?